The second component is called work on writing. Just like reading, the best way to become a better writer is to practice writing every day.
In first grade, I start really slow. I had a hard time letting them, I don't know, I felt like I should be the person in charge all the time, but the more I gave to them, the more I saw them do. So my students have a writing binder, and inside the writing binder they have stationery, and here at Miller we have a mail system, and so the students can write a letter to each other. At the beginning of the year they're mostly into, a lot of pictures, a few words. So they write a letter, and then on the other side they just fold it in half, and they have it ready so they can put it in our mail. They put the name of the person it's to and they're set. So they can do this when it's time to work on writing. They can write a letter to someone. Also inside their binder they have some books that they have written. There's also their very best penmanship. When they want to show me this is my very best, I'm ready to put it in here, we slide it into the pocket protector and they can look if they're double checking and making sure their writing is at their very best. Also in here at the beginning of the year I use a lot of these, just practicing their name, practicing those sheets. I also have in that area, I have dice to help them understand 3 components to a sentence. Thank you very much. And then I have a sheet, it's called Roll a Sentence. And they do the blue, the red, and the yellow. The blue is a noun. The red is a verb, it's telling me the action part. And the last part is telling me the where. So they love to roll this and see. And they told me the other day, a couple of them said, I wonder which one of us can come up with the silliest sentence, Mrs. Seeley. And I said, so that's your goal. Yep, that's your goal, because you can come up with the silliest sentence. But they did. They work in partners, and they really enjoy this part of it. I also have them in the Writing Center. I have lots of stamps and stencils. And one thing that they can do in there is draw a picture and then label their picture. They want to draw a picture of a ship in the ocean. Then they can draw that picture, but I want it labeled. Then I have books, resources in my room that are picture dictionaries, so they can look at the words, figure out, okay, ocean, how do I spell ocean? Here it is. I copy it down. They do that. I've had some that also write letters or notes to moms and dads if it's a birthday. I have stamps that say happy birthday, and they can write cards or letters. And they really enjoy and have really blossomed in their writing. And that's what first grade looks like. Oh, sorry.
In second grade, it's pretty much set up just like Read to Self. You do a mini lesson, and for example, the last couple weeks we've been talking about dinosaurs. So we've been writing paragraphs with main idea and some details. So they had to do like a little graphic organizer, and then, so we do our mini lesson, then they have time just to write. They have to build the stamina. At the beginning of the year, the stamina was very short. Maybe 5 minutes they could write, and probably a couple sentences. Now they're writing books, with paragraphs. And we're probably up to about 15 minutes now of writing in a day. And then after they write, then we do some sharing again. If they break stamina, again, we ring the bell. They have to go to the rug. We talk about the expectations, what's expected of them, and then we can go back and we can write again. So it's always looking at that behavior component. If they're breaking stamina, we need to stop them right away. Talk about the expectations, and then come back. And they're really good at it. That's what it looks like in second grade.
In fourth grade, my mini lessons are usually out of the English book, and we talk about whatever we're talking about in English. Like, for example, we're doing adjectives, so we really focused on writing with adjectives, and I had pictures of clip arts that I'd printed off and we'd put up on the board, and then we talk about really describing all the colors, shapes, and things that you're seeing in the picture, and they really like doing that. I also have a writing folder, which I'm sorry I forgot, but I bought it and it says writing folder right on it, and then you open up and it's has ideas for them to look at of different things. There's different words in there, like high frequency words that they can use just for spelling. And then the next page, if they have their idea, then they can go to the next page, their first draft, and then there's a second draft, and then there's a slot for when they're ready to publish it. And then when it's published, we do variations of things. I have the bare books that we published on. We did the binding the books like Angie had there. We've typed stories. What else did we do? Just a variation of different things. And then they pick their favorite one, and then that's usually the one they turn into the bear book, and then that's the one we do at the end of the year, which we just finished recently. So it was kind of interesting to see. But working on writing, I guess, as far as minute-wise, it depends on the lesson. The adjective one didn't take that long. We're working on multiple paragraphs now, so that's taking a little bit longer, obviously, and we really want to focus on that. The one thing with editing, though, in 4th grade, it has always been a headache to me if I write all over their paper. I feel bad. They don't feel good. So what I did this year that worked really well is I had them read their story to me, and they had to find theirs. And we talk about, did that make sense? Was that a complete sentence? Let's reread it again and see if we can fix that. And then they would talk it out with me, so I wasn't doing all the editing and fixing and stuff. So it was more of a, they took ownership in that, and then they really liked their stories and wanted to share. So that was kind of interesting too.